Well, hello, Stacy Murphy here, and today is a wonderful day to celebrate Earth. I love this planet so much. And so in this video, you'll discover 3 reasons why I love this planet, and I would love the reasons why you love this planet in the comments below. So the first reason is that we are so interconnected. We are entangled with everything and everybody on the face of the planet and even beyond, under the seas and into the atmosphere. So the air that you are breathing right now, the oxygen that you are inhaling, that is because of phytoplankton, little teeny tiny microalgae on the other side of the earth from you. So 75% of the oxygen that you are breathing is because of these tiny creatures that you may never see. Isn't that incredible? We're so connected to everything on this planet. Everything is working in cooperation. Everything is well-being. Everything is vitality, working together. The earth is literally our life support system. It is why we are capable of breathing and connecting with each other. And think about the other connections as well. Think about the water that is inside of your body. 90% of your lungs are water. Isn't that incredible? The things that we think of as being for our breathing purposes, and that water could be something that suffocates us. Our lungs are made of 90% of water, and that water has been a cloud. It has basically fallen out of the cloud as moisture, collected maybe as snow on a mountaintop, melted down a mountain, through a river, through streams, down into the ocean and back up into the atmosphere. And in the process, might have even gotten siphoned off for our drinking water. So literally the water that is inside of your body, consider how many times it has been through this cycle of life, how many other animals it has been through. It's full of the wisdom of the entire earth because you're connected to everything and everybody. It's amazing. So that's the first reason I love this earth, is that it's me. All of it is me. So how much more of me can I love when and that's what gets reflected back to me by the earth. And so that's the first reason I love Earth, all the connectedness. I feel so supported. I feel so loved. I feel so connected. The second reason why I love planet Earth is the infinite creative potential that is constantly emerging as life, evolving, adapting. New species are emerging all of the time. 355 new species emerged in the year 2022. And those species now interacting with everything else on the planet creates new potentials. For every connection that's made, there are lots more potentials. So 355 new things to connect with, that's a lot of new potential on this planet. And things are constantly emerging, evolving, and adapting. Did you know that there are mushroom species that have adapted to eating plastics because that's what humans have started to create a lot of? So even the things that we think of as problems on this planet, they're in nature. Nature is consistently providing solutions and emerging with new opportunities. And that opportunity only existed because we created all of these plastics in the first place. And we're nature too. So we are creating more and more nature ourselves. We like to think of our systems, our physical systems that we create, our infrastructure, as separate from nature, but it truly is nature. It's created from our nature. And so one of the things about this creative infinite potential and how much is here for us, we like to do what's called biomimicry. We like to mimic this creative potential of nature. And that's some of the most resilient systems on this planet, are systems that mimic some things that are going on in nature, because nature is limitless in her potential to create. So for instance, photosynthesis is the most efficient engine on the planet still. Humans consistently try to measure up against it, and they have not even matched it. So with solar power, with wind power, with all these things, we haven't come anywhere near close what photosynthesis can do. And even when we have integrated algae as bioreactors, we haven't yet quite approached the full capacity of the photosynthesis engine because we're still trying to understand it all. And so nature has basically mastered this, has created an engine that is 97% efficient in photosynthesis. And a lot of that is because of something that's very interesting, quantum tunneling going on inside of the plants. So oftentimes we think of quantum tunneling and quantum computing as something that can only happen in very specific conditions. You have to keep things very cold in order to get the results that you're looking for, to get the coherence that you're looking for in quantum computing. But in plants, these are things that are wet, wild materials, and there's quantum physics going on inside of these plants all the time. That's what makes it so wonderful, and all these opportunities emerging. So quantum tunneling is what makes photosynthesis one of the most efficient engines on the planet, and we have yet to completely mimic that. We get closer and closer all the time, and with our algae bioreactors, we're attempting to use that photosynthesis to our advantage. And so we just get more and more inspired all of the time by the creative potential of nature, which is limitless. And that's something that I just think is wonderful. It sparks our curiosity. It sparks our wonder. With this creative potential of the earth and things constantly emerging and adapting and evolving, as we understand nature, there's more and more to discover. How cool is that? There's more and more to discover. So there's people who look backwards to previous eras for patterns of what the future might look like. But the reality is that nature is always adapting and evolving. And so looking backward is never going to allow us to see the potentials that are here for us. It's about this moment to moment emerging. So one of the things that I love about photosynthesis is something that is still being discovered today. It is actively being tested and researched and looked into. And it's something that most people don't know about. So most people, what they know about photosynthesis is that you've got the sunlight and then you've got carbon dioxide, and a plant basically takes those two components and it transforms them into sugar and oxygen for us. Thank you, plants. Yay, plants, for giving us oxygen. And these sugars, now this is the next level that some people know, some people don't. Those sugars are not feeding the plant. Those sugars actually go down into the root systems, and those sugars are feeding the billions of microorganisms. There are, in a handful of soil, there are as many microorganisms as there are people on the planet. And so those sugars go down into the soil, they feed those billions of microorganisms, and those microorganisms are responsible for gathering up nutrients from the soil and from the bedrock below that end up in the soil and bringing that up into the plant. And it's a process that I love. It's called rhizophagy, where the microorganisms actually enter the plant. So most people think about a plant as something that is solid, but really the end of their root systems are kind of like our mouth. They're open. And these microorganisms actually move into the plant root systems. They deliver the nutrients, and then they exit the plant. And the exiting of the plant creates more of that root structure, which is very interesting. So this process, this is the way that we receive our minerals and nutrients from the soil. It is not the plant, it is all these microorganisms that are delivering it. So this plant is a biological process like we are. And what's interesting about this rhizophagy process is that we thought we understood it. We thought we understood that's what was going on. And recently studies are showing now that some of those microorganisms that were delivering nutrients and we thought exiting out, and that this was the life cycle, they're now living inside of the plants. similar to how we have bacteria and all these things in our bodies. And there's some very interesting things going on at those locations where this mutually beneficial relationship between these microorganisms inside the plant and the plant living a healthy, fruitful life. And so our well-being, I mean, back to my first reason I love Earth, we're so connected. Thank you for all of this nutrition from the earth that these plants are delivering. Thank you to these microorganisms that make it possible. Thank you to the sunlight that is the most efficient engine that makes it all possible. And then the wonder of, now that we are starting to understand in a deeper way what is going on in this process, each one of these microorganisms is so important. Our soil is so important to our health. And so the discovery of all these things allows us to feel grateful for the biodiversity available in the soil. And this thing that we think of as inert, we think of this soil as something we walk on. We barely ever think about this soil, but it holds carbon. It sequesters carbon, which is really powerful for what we need in the world right now. And it also is delivering all these nutrients. And what the question is, what more don't we know about this amazing planet moment to moment? It's always evolving, it's always adapting, it's always creating new potentials. Once we think that we know what's going on, it gets a little bit dangerous because we limit the number of potentials that are possible. But if we know that everything is continuously adapting, evolving, and changing, and we embrace that, that's when we get more playful, we get more curious. Our imagination explores, I wonder what would happen if, and we start to research new possibilities, which is how this new research is coming into being. So I could go on and on. This is a love fest for planet Earth, and I just love so much about it. We are so connected. We are connected with everything and everybody, down from a microorganism all the way up to the sun, and every single one of us is important. Every single one of us is valuable in this ecosystem. Every one of us has a gift to offer. We're so connected. And the second reason I love this earth is for the infinite creative potential that is here, which leads to loving the discovery of what's possible next. So post in the comments below, share with me what you love about this beautiful planet Earth.